Hey there, welcome back friends. Let's continue from where we have left. This is the exact same program from our last video. Now friends, when it comes to lambda expression, we can make use of lambda expression for functional type interfaces only. Now what is a functional type of interface? Functional type of interface is a interface where there is only one and exactly one abstract method. So in here, in our example, we only have one method declaration. So definitely this interface is a functional interface where we are making use of lambda expression. Now suppose we try to copy this declaration and paste it once again and rename the name of the method to maybe demo2, and for example also pass on some specific what we say parameter. So it would be like int x, even that is okay. Now we have this interface where we have two methods. Now for example, we try to execute this program. Definitely there would be a crash, and the crash will definitely state something related to functional interface. Let me show you and expand this window a little. Here we go. So in here, if we check, the issue is the target type of this expression must be a functional interface, and which proves that our interface is not a functional interface, right? So if I get rid of the second declaration, then definitely we would be able to execute our program and we will get a proper output. Here we go. So this seems to be good enough. Alright, so let me show you the description of functional interface. Here is an official what we say description of functional interface, and in here the most important line or the most important phrase is here: a functional interface has exactly one abstract method. So this is the key factor where we can make use of lambda expression. In here we can also see this particular note. Note that instances of functional interface can be created with lambda expressions, method reference or constructor references. Alright, so definitely we need to have functional interfaces in order to make use of lambda expressions. Alright, so moving forward, let us get rid of this interface. Let me also get rid of all the code which is inside this main method. Now let us create a very simple thread. So in here I will type in thread1 equals new thread. This is the usual stuff which we already know, right? And inside pair of parentheses we will make use of object of new runnable, right? So new runnable, object of runnable, what we say runnable is a interface, so we are creating object of runnable interface, right? So in here as soon as we create a object of runnable interface, Eclipse will definitely autocomplete, and in here we can easily see that we are making use of this run method. Let me also show you the documentation for runnable interface. So let me Google for runnable interface in Java. Alright, so in here if we see runnable is an interface, and if we check, there is only one method, only one abstract method. As a result, we can definitely make use of lambda expression in here. This is a functional interface, and if I search, I might able to search lambda keyword, but this is for edition 6. So let me check the documentation from edition 8 if I can get it real quick. Here we go. And in here if I search for lambda, here we go. So in here it easily states that this is a functional interface and can therefore be used as the assignment target for the lambda expression or method reference, right? So pretty cool and standard stuff. Moreover, when we make use of a lambda expression, let me also show you one thing. Let me get rid of this. In here, let me again type in thread1 equals new, and in here if I autocomplete, in here we can easily see that when we autocomplete, or even if we check the documentation, the thread parameter, the constructor of thread, receives an runnable target. It accepts an object of runnable interface, right? So there is something you must know. Even though we can create a thread using the thread class, there is no issue, which we have already seen, but definitely when we make use of a object of a runnable type, it requires a target as a runnable object. As a result, definitely we can make use of a lambda expression. So let's proceed further. In here we will type in runnable, and as soon as we do this, we are overriding the run method. So in here, let me add on a statement, and this statement would be I am inside thread 1. Pretty cool and standard stuff. And after creating this object, we can start this thread, and if I execute this program, definitely we will see this message, which is cool. Now in order to convert this, pretty simple, we will simply cut this statement from here. We will get rid of any of these stuff inside here, and in here we will simply make use of pair of parentheses, lambda symbol, and pass on our statement. And I guess there is some kind of issue. Now what is the issue? The issue is because this part needs to be inside the pair of parentheses where we call the constructor of thread. So let me do that. In here I will type in new thread, and let me complete this, and inside this target we need to pass on the lambda expression. Let me do that. Let me paste it in here, and here we go. So pretty cool, right? So using this single line of statement, we are able to solve our target and we are able to execute the program. Now let me do this once again. Let me get rid of this, and in here let me type in new runnable. Now this new runnable, this part is inside the pair of parentheses, and this whole part is replaced by the lambda expression. And what is the lambda expression? Pretty standard. Pair of parentheses, lambda symbol, and your statement. Now in our case there is only one statement, so there is no issue, we are able to execute it. Now if there are multiple statements, then enclose this with a pair of braces. Let me show you. Enclose this with pair of braces. Let me format this a little as well. Here we go. And we need to also do one more thing. We need to also make use of semicolons in order to add multiple statements. So in here, let me paste it once again, and in here we will add on yet another statement, which would be this is line 2. Pretty standard stuff, right? And this is the way how we can easily make use of lambda expression with reference to run method. Let me execute the program. Here is the output. We can again do one thing. We can also get rid of this particular part, and I can also directly start the thread, and this way is the quickest way of creating a thread. This all stuff we already know how to handle threads, so I suppose you guys are able to relate this with our section on multi-threading. So here is the output, which is perfect. Alright, so this looks good. So in our next video we will emphasize more on lambda expressions, and we will check couple of more new things related to lambda expression. Hope you guys enjoyed it.